Today back my little olive that I've been growing from seed for the last couple of years, and it's doing okay. It has been in this small pot for a long time, but it's managed to thicken up and still put on a lot of growth. Of course in a bigger pot it would look very different, but I'm happy with what's achieved so far. And here I'm just going to prune everything back so it's ready for spring. I'm just shortening back anything that's too long, nothing complicated or extreme. We're just repeating this simple task. We'll slowly build things over the years and kind of build up an interesting structure. Every time you prune you should get 2 or 3 new branches from that spot, and then they grow at a slightly different angle, and that means you kind of end up with this kind of zigzaggy branch structure with lots of good movement rather than just loads of long straight sections. It does look a bit strange at the minute, but it's still a young tree. It still needs plenty of development, but so far it's on the right track. You can sort of see from the underside that the branch structure is not too bad. In March there's not much change, but I am just waiting for the new buds to start pushing out and start opening, which will happen shortly. They're small but a very light green colour, so you can easily spot them next to the darker green leaves. There is a good amount of moss though. Moss just grows like crazy here. I don't even help it, it just grows. But the trunk isn't too bad. Well, for being in this small pot, it's actually pretty good. And as usual, I started by removing the moss and then cleaning up the trunk. That's the one part about moss growing so easily here, it always ends up trying to grow up the trunk too. Then I start to rake away some of the soil. This tree is always a struggle to get out. I think it has a lip on the pot, but the fact the olives are very aggressive root growers doesn't help. It means it's always jammed right into the pot. It takes a bit of effort to get it out. But I managed to get it out in the end, and you can see there's quite a lot of roots. It is a decent little root spread. And then I just raked it out, which took a while. And after I was left with this, so it's really good. All the repotting and repruning over the years has slowly started to pay off. Doesn't need much work, just quick prune back. Olives are quite nice to work with. They grow roots really easily, and the ones that do grow are exactly what you want, so it's not very difficult to develop them. And after some pruning, I was left with this, so quite a lot removed, but will all grow back very quickly. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it so far. Put it back in the same pot again. It is a bit small, but I think it's fine for now. Of course it can't stay in there forever, but for now there is enough space to keep it happy. Then in April, there's not much happening, which, if you watched any of my other recent videos, you know exactly what I'm about to say. This tree also didn't really grow last year. It did put on a little bit of growth, but you'll see it doesn't really change much now till the end of the video. Still healthy and happy, it's just not what happened. I've no idea why, but such is life. Anyway, someone asked me to show this olive next to my other one, and that's a pretty good idea. I always call this one my small one, but actually the other one, which was an air layer off the top of this one, is the smaller one. So as you can see, the air layer one is tiny, so there you go. If you haven't seen this one before, it's got its own video series too, and I'll link that below. Here in July I'd expect it to be growing like crazy, and it should need pruned back, but as you can see, nothing really happened. You can see a few shoots have grown, but it's nothing really, so I just left it. And then by September it'll be slowing right down, shutting down for winter. Then as it's an evergreen, nothing's going to happen. It's just going to be on pause now for the next few months. It's annoying everything was so slow to grow this year, but not every year is going to be a record breaker. As long as you stay alive and healthy, that's all that matters. And there you go, there's the growth I got this year, so it's doing something, even if it looks like it's done nothing. I've also been putting this tree outside in the shade over winter, and that seems to help it too. It does get a chance to relax and go dormant before coming back inside and under the grow light. Usually it just goes crazy, but not this time. My plan has been just to let it grow and then prune it back and do that when it needs it, which is slowly building up with density. So I didn't really get to do that this year, but hopefully this coming year it'll be a big amount of growth and I can prune it a few times. Here it is in the shed. I won't be in here for much longer. I'll be back inside soon enough and hopefully going crazy. Thanks for watching. See you next time.